Let's talk about creatives and why they're one of the most important aspects to having a successful ad campaign on Facebook, as well as what process I like to go through when I'm making creatives for the first time, or even if it's for the 20th time with a client that needs better results. So, first things first, as far as tracking creative, I'm going to go back to the spreadsheet here. If you want access to it, just comment on the video, reach out to me on Instagram at Nicholas Corvesis, or email me at nicholas@scalelabgroup.com. But with creative, what it affects how well your ad creative is doing, right? Or sorry, your ad creative, how you can track it comes down to your click-through rate all. Now, there are some other things as well that can help you see how well your creative is doing, like link click-through rate, unique outbound click-through rate, and sometimes cost per link click. But CTR really tells you how good your ad creative is actually doing at slowing your scroll. And CTR is simply the percentage of times that someone saw your ad and then clicked. A lot of this attributed to creative. So what's a really good way that you can you can boost and improve your click-through rate? It's going to come to creative, like I'm saying. And outside of that, having a good creative is going to impact things like your cost per link click, your link click-through rate, and your cost per acquisition tremendously. It's a great way to have your overall ad perform a lot better. And it's a great way to actually get more results and test new angles in the market. So when you test a new creative, you're testing a lot more than just an image. You're testing the resonance between the audience and the creative. You're testing how well that angle is doing. And really, when it comes to scaling, I've found that the number one thing you need to do is simply produce more. And usually it comes down to producing more creatives. So what I'm going to do first off is show you how we were able with this person right here to spend around $1,700 on a brand new product, and he's closed upwards of, I think, around $5,000 at this point from using this really simple strategy. And here's how it works. So what we're going to do is I build all this stuff out usually in Canva, and we can use other apps as well, but Canva has been really, really great, easy to organize as well. And what we do here is we have a couple of creatives that we like to start with. I'm going to show you 4. And I'm going to show you the thought process behind why we like to do it this way. Some of these have been learned from other people, and we've taken our own adaptation on it. Some of them are strictly from us and what we've came up with. So enjoy this and use this for your own ads when you start testing things. First things first, we make these things called color blocks. They're very simple, as you can see. 2 colors, ideally one that is more eye-catching than the other, but usually 2 colors, any colors you want. They can be your brand colors. They don't have to be. But any colors, and then you want to put your main headline, your main selling point, your main message angle in this color block. The purpose of this as a whole is to see, okay, does this grab the attention of my audience? And you're just looking to see if this creative gets the clicks and achieves good ad stats that you want. Because if this creative does a good job at getting attention, you know that it's the copy that did it and it's not the creative, right? So the first step in making a good creative is having good copy to begin with and knowing what your message angle is. So if you have a good offer, if you have case studies, and if you have testimonials, it's great to pull information from those sources and then throw it into a color block. So that way you can see if that message angle actually really sticks. So for those of you listening to this and not maybe watching, the color block is a simple ad. 2 colors, nothing else, no logos, no branding, no nothing, no images, just 2 colors, text, super simple and straight to the point. That's the first step. What you're going to do from there is you're actually going to take that color block a step further and expand upon that copy and actually draw out something a little bit more specific. And in this case, this is called a blunt post. It's a blunt post because why? It's super specific. It's very blunt. It's straight to the point. You're telling people exactly what you want out of them, exactly what the next steps are going to be, and what they're going to get out of it as well. So in this case, I just realized it was a spelling mistake or grammar. In this case, we're talking about and we're going after contractors specifically. So for this, all these examples we're talking about in the target market are contractors. So let me make this a little smaller here. Here's our first one, the color block. Feel overwhelmed and stuck. Build systems to scale this summer, right? The next one going into this blunt post, and this should be your structure for blunt posts every time. I am looking for 10, insert your perfect customer avatar, right? That 1, 2, achieve result in X amount of time. That's usually the best way to do it. Then you can say all without working more or all without insert problem, and then call to action. So let me read through this one really quickly, and then you guys that are listening or watching can make it for yourself, and I'll do a plug and play version as well. So this one reads, we're looking for 10 contractors that want to build 7-figure systems and scale their business to new heights, all without working more or needing to learn complex processes. Click learn more below and download our practical guide for free and learn how to scale your contracting business. So the outline for this is we're looking for 10, then insert your, insert your ideal customer. We're looking for 10, insert your customer, that want to achieve result, all without, insert problem they are facing, and then call to action, right? Click learn more, DM us, whatever it is, right? CTA. Now, you may be wondering, well, I have really great graphics. This goes against my brand. This isn't working. I don't think this is going to work for me. I don't like how this looks. What if I'm trying to sell a product? What if I'm trying to book a call? So many what ifs, right? Now, two things. One, I recorded a video a while back kind of detailing why things do not need to be perfect in your ads, especially when you're testing. You may be watching this video because you want your ads to actually get better, and that's awesome. And sometimes we have to work a little bit backwards, take two steps back to take 10 steps forward, right? And right now you're just stuck. And so I want you to be open to this. I know it's a little bit different potentially, but it's been proven to work ridiculously well. I have a partner where we spend minimum $20,000 to $30,000 a month on these kinds of ads only, and he's quadrupling his money in some months, every month consistently for the past 2 to 3 years. So this works. That's what you're going to do there. And the purpose of this is really just to test if what you're saying is actually going to work and actually going to do well with the people that are seeing the ad, right? And we're going to transform it, and you'll see how it transforms into a nice looking creative here in a minute. But you're first just proving the message angle. So step 1, color block, right? Super simple, 2 colors and a headline. Next step, blunt post. If you're listening or watching this thing, the structure for that is we're looking for 10, insert your ideal customer, that want to insert the result that you want them to achieve, all without this problem, and then call to action. That's your blunt post. Once again, very simple, minimal colors, black and white usually works best, but you can do what you want. And next, we're going to transition here. Now, this is just an example. At this point, you know what people are interested in and what they're looking for, what problems they're having. And as well, you can look at your ad stats, right? Going back here, you can see, okay, is my cost per link click less than $3, right? Is my CTR where it needs to be? Is my CPM where it needs to be? Is everything kind of aligning with what I'm saying in these initial creatives? If yes, then you can move on to making something like these two, right? These are just examples. Feel free to use them for yourself and make them your own, of course, but these are just examples. And at this point, once you know that these things are working, you can then kind of transition here, right? And what I would probably do instead of the deadly sins, I'd probably say, let's say this whole thing of building systems work, right? We'll say systems are ruining your business. You can even do this. That'd probably grab attention, right? And then I could make this one red. So systems are ruining your business. That aligns a little bit more with what we were saying up here, right? Because this is all about systems. The blunt post is all about system. Color block's about systems. Blunt post is about systems. And then this part is actually about systems as well. So that'll align a little bit more. But you can see how we took something with just text, took the core of the text, the concept of that text that was actually working, and put it into something like this where we have 3 little graphics up top, 3 on bottom, and then a main headline. What's great about this too is it's super easy to test because you can change the colors on the fly. You can see which colors end up working, and it really changes the whole landscape of and the look and feel of this creative. So you can totally do that. You can remove pieces here, and you can just have a couple of these. You can completely change how this thing looks and make it look completely different. You could kind of expand this a little bit and make it more like a color block, right? You can do lots of different things here, and it's a really easy way to test a lot of cool stuff. And finally, going on to something like this. So we started off with something that says feeling stuck and behind, build systems to scale. Warning, 99% of contractors are scaling their business wrong. Taking these creatives, and now it's like, okay, I've made these creatives, I've built one on top of another. How do I actually test them? Let me show you really quickly for this last bit of the video how I really like to test these creatives. So first things first, what I usually like to do when I'm testing them is pick an objective that I want to run with. Whether I want to get messages to my Instagram profile, maybe I want to get people to download a lead magnet, maybe I want them to book a call, or maybe I want them to buy a product. I choose one of those things for all these objectives. And the first thing that I really like to do when I am launching these, now let me flip over to one of my accounts real quick. What I like to do is pick my objectives. So let's say leads in this case. Let's say purchases. Let's do purchases. And how I test these let's say 4 creatives that I've made. What I will go ahead and do is I'll start off with a generally broader audience that I know works. So it could be something like a lookalike, or it could be some grouped interests that you know worked previously. And I like to first off throw them in a dynamic creative to see how they work. So I'll take all 4 of them, throw them in dynamically, make sure that Facebook kind of picks which one is working better than others, and I let them do its thing. Now, to actually show you this, I think I can show you how this would work here for this contractor one as well. So here we go. Here are some of those creatives that I showed you guys. We put them in a dynamic ad set, and there's also a meme there. And what we've done is then you can see how much we've spent. And Facebook's not tracking the lead, but we're not worried about that right now. What you could do is then filter by dynamic creative element. And then you can start to see exactly what creative is bringing you 1, results, and 2, which ones actually have the better ad stats. So in this case, it looks like the meme. Yeah, it looks like the meme and the blunt post are doing best in this case. Why? Both have cheaper cost per link clicks out of the bottom. This one's a little bit cheaper than this one, and they both have close to 1% link click-through rates and okay click-through rates. So now what's the plan? Well, what we should do is once you know which ones are winning, you then actually want to duplicate this original campaign. Obviously rename this. And this time we're only going to be testing the winning creatives. So instead of this being dynamic, we're going to turn that off. And when I'm pulling a winning creative out, I like to keep it around $15 to $20 that I'm testing. And instead of the dynamic one, this is one of the ones that worked, so we'll keep that there. We'll say creative, we'll post. And we'll publish it. And we'll do the same thing again for the meme that was working really well. This is a great way to test your creatives. It's a great way to make sure that you're only testing based off of things that you know are working. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is a little bit of a departure from just ad statistics, a little bit more on the creative side, but I hope it gives you a systematized way to start with one creative that is text only and work through it and turn it into a solid looking graphic and show you how to test these 4 things, because you should test all of them. Start in dynamic, then pull them out, check the ad stats. That's a great way to start testing these things, and it gives you a really, really solid foundation for what ads are working and which ones are not. There's one last thing I want to share with you before you leave, and that's if you need specific ad help, if you need help in your marketing campaigns for yourself or for your clients, there are a couple of ways that you can reach out for support. First things first, like I said at the beginning of the video, feel free to message me on Instagram. It'll be somewhere down below in the description, or email me. That'll also be in the description. And you can ask and request for access to this sheet. I try to update this sheet at least a couple of times a week with brand new videos to tell you how to influence important KPIs inside of your ads. So if you want access to that, just reach out. The second way is if you go to scalelabgroup.com/go-page, and I'll put that in the description as well. You can watch this video that shows you a little bit more about myself and my company, as well as actually book a call and talk to us and see if we can actually help you with your ad campaign. I ask you to only book this call if you're serious. I've had some people booking and they're not showing up, and I want people serious to kind of be on these calls so I can help them and coach them as best as I can. And you can also get this link by going to scalelabvip.com. That's our website, my company's website. Feel free to go there, hit get a custom game plan. That'll send you to this page, and then you can see more about what we're about, who we've helped, or some of the people that we've helped, and grab a time to chat. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you enjoyed this video. Go out there and implement these things as well, and I'll see you guys in the next video.